Oh yeah, about to get my Cinema Stash rehash on.
Let's go!
What?
Oh yeah.
Podcasting from Chico, California, and home of the world's largest functional yo-yo. They are Cinema Stash Rehash. Join them as they talk movies, make fun of them, and discover how they fuel your everyday life paranoia. Let me welcome you to...
Hey everyone, welcome to the Cinema Stash Rehash, and tonight we're going to talk about one of the best movies of the 70s, Jaws.
Yeah.
I'm Wyatt, and I'm here with my buddies Chris and Jason.
Hey, what's up?
What up?
And we're going to get right into this flick, because we got a lot to talk about, because this movie is good, it's
Legit.
terrifying, it's paradigm shattering, because before this movie I don't think people were nearly as scared to go in the water. So
I was petrified from this movie when I was a kid. Ridiculous. I mean, like I said, I've said before, it doesn't matter what body of water you walked into. You could be in an ocean, a lake, a pond, a bathtub even. And for some reason, at kid to adult, it would at least fucking pop into your head at some point. I actually remember one time when I was house sitting in this house. And, I was drunk and a little bit something else. And I remember everybody else fucking left. And I'm in a fucking just swimming all by myself in the deep end. I swear to God, I heard something. And all of a sudden, I just fucking thought of it. I blasted out of there like no other. And I was 22 years old at the time, dude. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, you can be whatever mind you can be in.
I
And
couldn't
it just
tell where you were going with that.
Yeah, it just destroys you. Well, that's okay. It's
I
okay.
feel like I've never heard that story.
I really thought that was a lead into
no lead in.
But I agree. Like when I was a kid, like this movie was so terrifying that shadows that were shaped as dorsal fins. When I was sleeping in my bed, I'm like, that don't shut the door like that, narrow that crack. That crack is too wide. It's creating a dorsal fin shadow.
Not that I'm thinking that Jaws is going to come through or anything, but
I still have issues with open water, and it stems from Jaws. Like Jaws was.
I'm gonna say I'm so freaking manly. I never had one fear of Jaws until I was like last night.
Yeah,
because I don't remember seeing Jaws when I was younger. Of course, we went out and got it. I got it at Best Buy, and it was thank you, Best Buy. I'm gonna shout out. Pretty soon we'll have a little sponsor, hopefully. I went and got it I put it on and I watched it. It was really good. First of all, of course, it was fantastic, but it was a lot scarier than I would have thought it was. And I remember, I was thinking, man, if I saw this when I was younger, I'd definitely be afraid of it for sure.
it would destroy you.
It would.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's not forget. Do you remember the time when I was attacked by a shark in the fucking bar bathroom?
Yeah, we've all heard this story, but it's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm really drunk. Come on, keep it together. Oh, I really should not have said that. It'll be okay. Okay. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Okay, same to you. Well, you sure have a lot to say. What the fuck? Is there something in there?
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Yeah, I mean, no scars.
That's crazy.
I'm okay.
But how did you not drown?
I was going to ask you, first of all, amazing recording in the bathroom. I think that's illegal. Second of all, Why was there so much freaking water? There was so much water. Where's that coming from?
How do you think I can explain that,
I don't
man? I was being
understand.
attacked by
Yeah,
a
that's
shark.
true.
He blew out of the fucking toilet,
You were-
and water was everywhere, and I was like getting basically devoured.
Part of my words here, but you were pretty fucked up though. That story may not be true.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Man.
what you get for shitting in a bar, man.
I wasn't shitting, I was pissing.
You
Were you not there?
You were talking to the
You weren't
piss.
there. He wasn't there.
I thought you were. I mean,
I mean, you're assuming Jason sits down when he pees, which I don't mind that. I don't mind that assumption. I'm just yeah, he was peeing for sure.
I wasn't sitting.
but yeah. So let's getting back into the main topic of the podcast. Jaws, a great movie from start to finish. But there's a lot of like revisiting this movie. There's a lot to talk about in terms of the the kind of. And Chris enlightened me this with some of his knowledge he was dropping on some of the book, which I didn't know existed. But like there's all kinds of questions. Like first of all, like one of the things I like revisiting this movie, I'm watching and I'm like, why the fuck is Chief Brody on this island if he hates the water so goddamn much?
It's ridiculous.
And why is he seems so submissive to everything around him, and like. This is a big question to me, and then like I came in here and Chris started telling me about the book, and I was like,
I'm gonna throw a shout out to all my readers out there. I did not read this book. I didn't know the book existed until I watched the movie and got
it was
excited.
by Peter Benchley.
It was it went into everything. If you had a question about why was this happening, it explained it. That reason was, and like I was going to bring up, every scene he was drunk or drinking, it felt like alcohol was such a huge part of this movie. And watching it, I remember thinking like, man, there's so much. It's a huge. Everything is based on alcohol. At the beginning, you want to get drunk, fool around, and he's drinking that. He pours the entire bottle of wine in his, and then pours a little bit for the other two. And so it was a big deal with drinking. And the actual book explains that he was a cop in New York. He was drinking and driving, got in an accident, and he actually got pushed out of New York and got pushed to the island of Amity. Amityville's the horror.
Yeah,
got pushed to
corrected myself. Sorry.
We'll do that one later.
Probably will.
Yeah, so that's what like I said, I didn't read the book. I love to research after I get excited about movies.
It's weird though because like the movie toes the line where they don't get into that. They never mention that. And there's definitely a lot of alcohol in the movie, but it seems like they use the trauma of the shark ordeal to explain why he's boozing it up, But there is this kind of element of like, when Richard Dreyfuss shows up at the house, like you were saying, like he pours like a glass of.
Yeah, it wasn't his bottle of wine.
Yeah,
no, he didn't. Dreyfuss brought that.
But that's just
it's kind of
that is
there's subtle hints that he was an alcoholic for sure.
Oh yeah,
and so you think did it actually happen? Is this something why was alcohol such a huge deal?
I don't know, but like that scene that starts like that because this is a summer. So night starts late, and this is like at night when he shows up, and they start talking about how fucked up this is, and they have to go do the impromptu shark autopsy, and I was just thinking about this, like what a fucking bender, dude! Like you got Richard Dreyfuss showing up at Roy Scheider's house with 2 bottles of wine, and they're just getting tanked, and it's like let's go cut this shark open, and they go do that. And then they're like, okay, so this isn't the shark. Like, what should we do? Should we sleep it off? No, let's get some more fucking wine.
Yeah, it was a famous thing.
Then go out on a boat.
Get the boat out.
I mean, I've never been to Amity,
the fucking
so
feeding grounds.
Maybe that's what you do in Amity. I don't know.
Well, I mean, going back a little bit, I mean, I think it was a little bit implied. I mean, you don't really have to read the book, I think, to figure out that, he was clearly a cop before, and then he was dumped on this island somehow.
Yeah.
He was a cop before. He's dumped on this island.
His wife doesn't want to be there. You can kind of tell she's itching to leave a couple times.
And I always thought it was funny. It's like, it's one of the first times actually you meet this couple. They awake in their beds and they go, "Oh, that was a great night's sleep. Where are the kids?" It was like, and they're out there in the dock on the water playing, and you're just like, That's great parenting.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like
the whole
right
thing.
away.
That's like hangover. That's like
It's, you know,
they were drinking. They're drinking the night before.
Yeah, you know.
Is that what this movie is? Is this just like a?
It could be an alcohol bender. There may never have been a shark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Hey, Jason, I was gonna ask you. So you get, I mean, funny movies like Ace Ventura, where you get that thrashing of a shark where he's going back and forth. I don't understand. Does the shark play with his food? Why is in the very beginning of the movie is it so silly? They're showing this woman like and she's flying back and forth and she's hitting a buoy and she's I just like right in the beginning I was like I was like, man, why this is kind of cheesy, but it got better from there. I was like I was thinking I hope it's not going to be cheesy. Because it was kind of cheesy. I didn't really like that back and forth. I
got one word for you.
She dipped down a couple times. And,
one word. Spielberg.
Yeah. It's a suspense. It was all about suspense.
That was the.
Is she gonna get away? It was like no.
That was the other aspect of the movie that because you apparently just watched it last night, but other than that, when Wyatt and I grew up on the movie, and I remember that scared the fuck out of me. Like that was me like swimming in a lake by the buoys.
Okay, so I'm maybe looking at it as an older.
Well,
at a different maybe a different
seasoned individual.
Yeah, maybe a different angle. I'm looking at the wrong angle.
But I mean, that's a great part.
You just didn't have the exposure to it when you were vulnerable. Like when you're a kid and you saw this movie, it was like
I'm not the kind of person that'll ask stupid questions. I'm not use the force and lights. I'm not that kind of person that gets bummed out by ninjas flying in trees and things like that. With that said, like it kind of at the very beginning of the movie, this guy so drunk he can't take his pants off, passes out. This girl's screaming as loud as she can. This dude can't hear her apparently, and then she gets thrashed around from a shark just towing with like a huge ass shark, like this big fucking shark.
Yeah,
I just just kind of dipping her down. It was kind of and thinking about it, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I think that's actually a little bit true though too, because I mean now that we know a little bit more about sharks, not to get that way, but I mean they don't really like us, but I mean maybe that was like their version of saying,
it's true. I mean
maybe he was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, let's toy with it, and then maybe he actually developed a liking for it. I don't know, but
I think it was just cinema magic.
No, it was cinema magic. But let's be real. I mean, they're trying to tell a story too. So I don't know what direction.
I'd be curious in the book. I'd be curious in the book what Jaws did.
Yeah, because you're right. I mean, that does suck. We have to say that none of us have actually read the novel.
From what I've heard about,
was Jaws an alcoholic too?
Jaws. He did. He only ate sailors that drank.
Is that why he was going and like eating holiday roasts off of hooks and then dragging a dock? And then
he was such a dick.
Where's my Thanksgiving pie?
Yeah, wait.
Apparently in the book, he was just the stone cold killer. Like he was just a man hungry shark. In this movie, he seemed to be very fucking smart. He was toying with those buoys.
Yeah.
Like those buoys were legit. The buoys were awesome. I love that effect. I know, Jason, you probably heard this, but they had a hard time with the shark. I guess it broke down in the sea.
Bruce
Spielberg had to film in the ocean. It had to be in the ocean, and because it was in the ocean, these Bruce fucked up a couple times.
Yeah,
and exactly, it was bad. It was so bad he almost lost it. They told him he was never going to film again. He was never going to do anything. It was a very interesting story, like the backstory. But yeah, the Bill was just a man eater. He was just a killer. This shark is crazy smart. And I don't know if you guys like. It just seemed to me he's dragging the boat. He's taking him under. I mean, besides being stupid enough to swim next to the boat and get shot at a couple times.
Yeah.
He was a very smart shark. I didn't know if you guys saw. I was going to ask you.
I'm pretty sure he was a Terminator shark, but because apparently bullets didn't give a fuck about that shark.
Yeah. And they got him a couple times. I guess
a number of times.
And spoiler in the book, the shark. I mean, it ended by the shark just dying from spear wounds and things like that. And of course, the movie they went with the crazy. Everyone knows. I mean, I haven't seen the movie in a long time, and I remember that explosion ending. It's kind of. I think I saw MythBusters about it or something.
Yeah, MythBusters they debunked that shit.
Yeah. Which it's. I'm not gonna. It was tight. We just saw. This reminded me of Tremors. We just saw a shark explode.
Totally.
I didn't mind it. I didn't question that at all. But the shaking girl in the beginning got me. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, and that was a great part about that scene is that she had no idea what was coming. She was literally told to swim out there, and then shit just happened. So the whole performance was.
You mean like the actress herself?
Yeah, it was very authentic.
Like she didn't know there was gonna be somebody down there grabbing.
Well, no,
her.
because they tied her up. I mean, she had a harness on, so they were pulling her.
She was unsure of how.
Oh, you're right. Actually, yeah.
Right.
No, I think I heard that.
Well,
too,
I mean, she swam out there. There was
because you can see her pain on her face looks like real
Yeah.
pain. You know what I mean? Like she
Yeah.
looks like she's hurt.
No, she was unsure of what was going on beyond a certain point. She was understood. She was supposed to go out there. They were going to do whatever, and then it went
Gotcha.
crazy after that.
Gotcha.
But I think, I mean, as a child standpoint, when you watch that movie for the first time, that scene, I think, introduces a level of what this movie is going to be. It jacks with you right away. You're like,
It does. I will say one thing it did really well. Many things it did well, but one thing it did well. It had the fear was very good fear. You know, it was
Very prevalent.
you watch movies
Yeah.
nowadays and they're supposed to be, but you can see the fear in people's faces. It's believable, and it brings you into the, like I said, the opening scene got me a little bit, but right after that, the shark was, I believed in the shark. It looked good. It scared me just watching it nowadays.
Yeah.
So those kind of things really get to me. It still holds up today. We did
no
a
doubt.
podcast not too long ago about Animal House, and to me Animal House doesn't hold up as well.
True.
But this one, I put it on the 4K, Blu-ray DVD, and it was great. It was just like RoboCop to me. You can watch it. You can watch it today. Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
well, I have to say, moving on from the first, one of my favorite scenes. I mean, it's not even it's only because I've had an interaction with my own child, and it's the whole scene like shortly after. It's with Brody and his son at the table.
Oh, you mean just
Yeah.
before the bender of like autopsies, shark
Just before,
autopsies?
and he's doing
Yeah.
the mimicking thing with his kid.
Yeah.
I've done that with my own kid, and it's like it's
Yeah.
resonated so much with me in that movie. Watching that and being
yeah.
able to do it with my own kid, and it was like he instigated. It wasn't like I started it and to see what he did. It was like I looked over and he was just like doing everything that I did, and right away I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah, the only
This
thing,
is
the only
Jaws right now.
the only
dude.
difference was like you weren't sitting there going like, I just straight watch somebody get eat
yeah,
by a shark.
yeah, exactly.
And,
But I mean, for some reason, that scene just always
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's gotten me. more
unlike you two,
recently.
I do not have children. But even just having a father or whatever, watching that scene got to me too. It was an intimate scene. The mom was behind, kind of staying out of it,
Right.
so she kind of was a
Yeah.
voyeur on this cute dad son contact.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. It was good. It kind of just like I said, it did a good job at bringing you into the characters in the movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're supposed to care about the characters, but you kind of do. Like the ship captain was such a gnarly dick.
Yeah,
But the whole scene where they're drinking and they're talking about their scars, you kind of fall into into a little like with these guys. I mean,
Yeah.
of course Richard Dreyfuss. He was my favorite character in the movie, but
Hooper,
yeah, I really
who
like.
oddly seems very scared of sharks to be like an oceanographer. Like,
Oh.
it seems like at every point, like when, like right from the start, when he's doing the autopsy, maybe it's just like he's squeamish, but the autopsy when he's doing the
I
autopsy,
think it's because it
right,
smelled
on the-
bad.
on
I
the
was
girl.
thinking because it was
Well, yeah.
the girl. I was saying the shark. Sorry, I interrupted.
Well, I think
Yeah,
both,
yeah.
but in both
he
instances,
did. He had good reaction. Yeah, I thought it maybe was smell.
But then even when
a little bit of that, I think.
when he goes down and dives drunk, does some drunk diving or whatever you call it to go down to the shipwreck, and he like finds the tooth and drops it because that corpse comes up.
Yeah, dude.
And then they're trying to convince the mayor who mayor anchor jacket.
Yeah, he loves the anchor
douchebag.
jacket. For sure.
But he's like, where's the tooth? And he's like, I had an accident. And I'm like, what's his accident? Was his accident that he was scared of sharks? Like is he just like
Yeah.
petrified of sharks? But he's like, well, I'm an oceanographer, so I've got to do it. Put me in the shark cage. It's all good. Like, I am the man for this job, because obviously Roy Scheider, like Chief Brody, he ain't getting in the shark cage.
Well, that's
And Quint is like, fuck you, dude. I'm the captain of this shit.
I don't want to be an asshole. What the fuck did that shark cage do? I mean, everyone knew that it was.
It just confirmed the obvious.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, he didn't. He's a Butterfinger, but
this,
it didn't.
This is the perception of that. This is not the typical shark attack.
Yeah.
That shark cage.
Yeah,
That shark cage is supposed to repel and do its job. And then there's this
is a huge
35
shark,
foot,
yeah.
or 25 is what they say in the movie, but I mean it's way more massive, it seems, than 25 feet. And you know, that's the thing about Hooper is like Hooper was like he comes across as this guy who like I know everything there is to know about sharks. You know, and he gets out there.
Tiger
And
shark.
right, it's a tiger.
Yeah, but what kind? What kind of shark?
It's a tiger shark.
A what?
He right away, you know, it takes an hour and 20 minutes for you to actually see that shark come out of the water for the first time.
The shark came?
I thought about that.
It comes.
I thought about that, watching, man, when do you get to see the shark?
Yeah, exactly. It took that so long for you to actually see the shark for the first time. You chum some of this shit, and then bam! All of a sudden, you finally see the fucking shark. Because the rest of it is
Hello.
shit.
Yeah, he just like pokes his head out.
It's shark vision.
I'm gonna get you.
Totally.
The whole movie, and that's like one of the other great parts that I love about the movie is that you get to see the perspective of the shark, especially when they just destroy that little boy on the raft.
Yeah. You know what I'm disappointed in with just in retrospect going back into this movie and seeing like the indiscriminate shark hunting going on after the bounty was laid on it, you know?
Yeah, just some doofuses out there.
Yeah, you got like these dudes
tiny little
just
boats.
getting wasted, like dumping guts like off the side.
Throwing M80s out there. And
Yeah, exactly. Next to me, it's just tossing like fucking fireworks.
just next to like 40 boats. Just full of...
That's human existence. That's
If you-
what we do. We
but
don't understand shit.
if you
We're
listen
gonna go out
closely-
there and kill it.
If you listen
We're
closely,
not the best
one guy's like, what's 8,000 divided by 4? It's like, okay, if you're like, that's the literal question from a guy on a boat. It's like, if you're asking that, you shouldn't be out there. And not because you can't do math. I mean, that's, it just doesn't make sense. If you don't, you need to know how much you're dividing it by.
But yeah, like I thought that was like the one thing that stood out to me, like in rewatching this movie, is like the considerable amount of reckless like reaction to the shark there is. You know?
Completely.
And like it's so reckless that like a guy like Quint, who when he does his introduction when he's in the town hall meeting,
and
fingernails
on the chalkboard,
does his little monologue about the shark and why they should basically pay him 3 times as much. Or 10 times or whatever. He walks out and he's got. Did you guys see this? The guy following him
with his little gimp.
Yeah. Like, who's
he was in the
gimp?
He was in the boat. He was in the boat too.
He was.
Yeah, he was his little handman. He didn't go with them to find the shark, but he helped him load the boat.
Yeah, I always thought he was below deck though.
He could have been. He was probably in a leather suit.
He came on.
He's in a chest with the dog.
I think he was the shark. I think is the whole
whenever
story.
Somebody needed something, it's like this little hand.
The alternate ending.
But actually, that's one of the biggest points that I love about this film is that this is like one of the first films. Well, of course it would be because it inspired like every other man-eating fish movie that you would have, but that it followed the perspective of the shark.
Yeah,
and it especially when the raft
accompanied by John Williams.
I heard that wasn't on purpose. I heard that they did that for a specific reason.
Well, they did
just ended up
the reason, from what I can gather and what I believe, is that the fact that they had such bad reaction. I mean, bad workings with the actual. There was 3 mechanical sharks.
I agree,
and I think because A, you had to use a soundtrack, and then B, you had to use believable just practical effect. So I think that was because then Bruce didn't work 90% of the time. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, we need to find ways to cause suspense, and that was one.
Yeah.
Well, and also they couldn't
and it worked too. I mean, it's great.
Oh God,
they couldn't fit Bruce gracefully like in the shallows amongst the people's legs, like to go.
Yeah, but there was something super eerie about that, though.
Oh, there was, but they could never.
You've been swimming in.
I've been, dude. Hey, if I can't feel the bottom, I'm kind of like.
And the worst part is when you can't feel the bottom, and all of a sudden you do. Something's wrong with that, and your mind instantly goes to some kind of shark attack.
Yeah,
and that's just human nature. So,
but I think that was and the barrels. Actually, the barrels was another thing. Barrels was another reason that they used to bring just showing that the shark was there because Bruce wasn't fucking working.
And that, like, to be honest with you, I'd rather see that than dorsal fin because I thought that was way more compelling. That like the shark was so strong that it could drag these barrels down underneath, and then like they would resurface like
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah.
The barrels. I brought that up earlier. The barrels were amazing effect, and he had to use them because Bruce wasn't working.
Yeah.
It was just another way to show the shark, and to me, it was my favorite part of the movie was those barrels.
Yeah,
because the shark just toyed with them. He didn't give a fuck with that.
Yeah.
Those barrels would come up, and that was a great precursor to something's going to happen with that shark. Those barrels are there. That shark's there, and so the suspense is just fantastic. So that that part of filmmaking, and that's probably why Spielberg is Spielberg.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. It was such a great fix, and it really does add so much suspense that Jaws does really good. The suspense in Jaws is amazing.
Yeah.
So when they actually get onto the boat, finally, I mean, it takes like an hour and forever, and then the chumming of this shit.
Yeah.
And you see the shark for the first time. That's like basically the major turning point in the movie where they realize we need a bigger boat.
Yeah, it's a fucking whale.
He says the line of lines.
Like,
which was
the better
improvised.
lines. Yeah,
it was totally improvised. Like,
That's
can you
awesome.
believe, like, you put yourself physically on that boat and go, like, imagine seeing that in retrospect, like real life, seeing a 30-foot shark. I mean, I'd piss and shit myself.
I like that he was the first one to see it too. Like it was just, it meant
Yeah, especially for the
It
reasons
confirmed his fears from the start.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going, because like he is so petrified of the water, and then he's the first guy to see this, and like they already know that he's petrified.
Yeah.
He hates the water, and then he's the guy to see it, and you're like, whatever. And then this fucking thing just goes by the goddamn fucking boat.
Well, and the way the movie flows, it's got this point where they're on the boat, and like you kind of like. They have that montage where they're just kind of like going through the like the whatever mariner life. I don't know, like they're tying
the
knots.
mariner, the boat.
The sheep shank. The sheep shank.
The boat life.
And then you get lost in that exchange where he's like, "Come, shovel some of this shit," and then the shark shows up, and then it's like, "Oh shit!"
He's like, "I don't want to shovel this shit anymore.
I want to get the fuck out.
I don't want to do this."
Well, and the way he like steps back, and he just kind of like has that cigarette hanging out of his mouth. It's like pretty classic scene.
Well, that other turning point too,
It was.
like even because just Quint, he's just a loose fucking cannon anyway. I mean, in that time when he gets. I can't remember exactly what it is, but he gets like injured in some way with
during.
it was when the line or something cuts his wrist or whatever.
Yeah, he's holding.
And he comes back
the
and
rope.
he just loses his shit. Comes in and just beats the shit out of that microphone.
Yeah.
Or I mean the CBE to get back. I mean, it's like, good God! And you realize that. Well, he's a master of his own domain. And he's just fucked in the head basically, and you're just.
Yeah, I mean, he tells that military story. It puts him. I mean, it puts him in
which is
World War
based
II.
based on a real.
Yeah,
incident.
I guess. Yeah, World War II. The ship that
USS
brought the
Indianapolis.
Sunk, and so that story right there is like, geez, I mean, it shows you why. And of course, he snaps, and it wasn't a very good idea to go with him in the first place, but.
The whole thing he's talking about, the Indianapolis went down, and then tiger sharks.
Yeah.
Very ominous.
However many men come out or go in the water, so many men come out.
Yeah, we went back to back. It was a great story. One of my favorite parts of the movie as well. I mean, I'm gonna say that every time. I love that movie.
Yeah.
That actually is a really good little did you know thing. It was like Robert Shaw he's basically kind of a drunk. He died basically of that kind of thing, but he was so intoxicated most of the time during the movie that he couldn't do the take very well. And so he pleaded to Spielberg to do it again the next day, and he did it, and that was completely uncut.
Well, yeah, what I heard is he wanted to do the scene drunk because that's what it was supposed to be, but it was such
correct, yes.
It was such a shit show that he had to basically beg Spielberg to allow him to redo it, and he did it in one take.
And
after
it was
that.
like
I'm glad he did, because he did. I mean, he did a great job. It was I hated to like him, and then of course at the end you don't. Once he goes full throttle on the boat, and you know it's gonna blow, and that's where all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Once that boat dies, it's kind of game over from there.
And now it's time for questions with Alan Alda.
I was actually wondering, on the battlefield, I wonder if he's had any shark attacks to take care of as far as surgery wise. You know what? Matter of fact, let's see if Alda has time. Alan, you in the cupboard?
Hey guys.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Alan, I was going to ask you when you were. Thanks for being here again. When you were in Vietnam doing surgery on soldiers, did you see any shark attacks? Were there any Nam sharks? Would you have any experience with shark attacks yourself?
That's a real interesting question, Chris. In fact, we saw a lot of interesting attacks in Vietnam. Most likely, some of the attacks we saw were not necessarily aquatic animals, but we did see some, here and there, like a lot of the, I don't know. I mean, some of the STDs out there resembled shark attacks.
I'm not, okay, so on the actual battlefield, I didn't mean in going to the horse, whatever they do in Nam. The actual battlefields in Nam, did you see any, was any kind of attack like a shark? What kind of surgery did you do? You're bugging me again. You didn't answer the question. Did you see anything like that? Okay, never mind.
Shark attacks, Chris, are pretty easy to identify. And
have you ever had... Oh, God damn it, Alan.
I can tell you right now that I've seen plenty of injuries that resemble shark attacks. A lot of them, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not trying to exaggerate, are STDs.
I swear to God, you come out of the cupboard and everything... All right, let's take it this way then. Last question I'll ask you before I put you back in the cupboard.
I'm listening.
Have you ever been attacked by a shark? I asked you earlier. Did you get attacked by a shark?
Well, I mean, if you're talking about metaphorically, I mean, I have had an STD that resembled.
All right, get back in the cupboard, Alan. All right, that was Alan Aldo. Thanks a lot.
See you later, guys.
That's all I can say
Alan's
about
such
that.
a douche.
It's crazy, dude. I don't know. You guys drag that guy out. It's like,
Sometimes he's insightful.
He's my only Hollywood friend. He is. He's the only person in Hollywood I know. I could bring in you.
Well, you can store him in a cupboard. He just
pops out.
He's just,
It's great to have him here.
Sometimes he's insightful. I don't know.
it's convenient.
He does. He's a good guy.
Well, it's interesting how like every character in some way goes through some major change. It's like Brody himself, who is so fearful of the water and everything, and he ends up becoming this badass. And he fucking kills the shark himself. And, he blows him up and gets the roar at the end or whatever, if that's real or not. And the mayor, who was just such a...
And then you have to paddle back to shore.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought the... Yes, exactly. I thought about the same shit.
Fuck, man. Do we have to swim?
Well, not only that, but isn't a tiger shark a man-eater, too? And they just found a big-ass tiger shark, too. So there's fucking sharks in that water, man.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of meat everywhere.
Like, I've seen Jaws 2, 3, 4, 5. There's fucking lots of sharks, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do not want to
Lots of
paddle
smart
back.
sharks, by the way.
I didn't like that it ended like that, though.
So you blow them up. There's meat chunks everywhere. And you're inviting all these other predators. And now you have to swim?
Yeah.
I like that
15 miles, 20 miles. I don't know how far they were on the shore.
Yeah, it could have been a while.
FML, man.
I don't mind that part. What I don't like as far as the ending goes is them paddling and then just having it wash away. I mean, it feels like there's a lot of unsolved questions. Like, I would rather, maybe corny, but I'd rather have seen him maybe get home to his wife and seen like a happy embrace with his son or something. Because they went through like a big part. It ended up being a kind of
Jaws
more of a
2 kind of
bromance.
connect those dots, but
Did it?
yeah. Well, I mean, they don't really go into the end of that movie, but they definitely, it's like a traumatic event for the family. But they still live near the water,
Did Spielberg direct Stand By Me? He didn't, right? The ending. It was cool to me. The ending started exactly the way the beginning started exactly the way the ending ended. Like it was the same kind of bushy, like it zoomed out to the to the bush part and it had the names.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of interesting to me. It was a full movie, but it felt like it ended kind of abruptly with him paddling back. It was a decent ending, but maybe it was more of the suspense. He was throwing a little more suspense in there. Maybe are they going to get hit again or something? But
yeah, I don't know how the book ends, but I feel like Jaws wasn't designed to have a sequel. Like they made a sequel because of the success.
Well, because of the success, yeah.
The merch, probably.
Well, I mean, something that I actually really enjoyed about this was the fact, going back a little bit, but just when they're all sitting on the beach and they're all just like, there's probably 500 people just on the beach and there's nobody in the water. Mm-hmm. And like, they're all sitting here trying to coax, the mayor's back there. He's trying to coax people, just coax them. Just, hey, go in the fucking water.
Yeah.
And I love the fact because it's human nature. You're sitting there and you're going, I'm not going to go in that fucking water. I'm not going to be the first motherfucker to go in that water.
I just put tan lotion on, dude. I'm not going in that water.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going. Yeah, I'm bathing, dude. I'm chilling. And they're like, hey, go in the water. And the guy's like, oh, fuck.
He
gets his whole family up. They hold hands. They're all going to their death in their mind.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they hit the water, everybody's, oh, they're not dead in 10 seconds. Let's all go out.
Who was that guy? I know the mayor was. Who was the guy? The mayor was just bossing it. Like, fuck you, dude. Mayor, you go in the water. Why did he have to go? What? It was the assistant mayor?
I'm not going in the water. I'm the mayor.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, I'm Jim, and I'm not going in there either. There's a friggin' shark in the water.
Well, according to the movie, he was Jim. I mean, I don't really know.
He didn't do a very good
was.
job explaining why... obviously it was a summer city and they needed the tourism.
The mayor had all kinds of fucking push.
But I don't understand. The mayor had to have been in some shit or something because...
Well, like he was just a politician. Like he was basically doing it for the good of his politicking, you know?
Yeah, but 2 people dead and one in front of a crowd of 1,000.
Yeah, that's why like there's a really interesting logical quagmire in this movie where it's like the odds of a shark attack versus a smart shark hanging around and repeatedly attacking people, which is kind of unlikely, but like
completely unlikely.
I mean, I kind of feel for the mayor. He's like, dude, hey, we caught a big ass shark. There was a shark attack. It doesn't happen very often. Like, chill out, bro. Let's have 4th of July, man. And then Brody's like, no, you don't understand. I know that this shark is smarter than fucking you are.
Yeah, the mouth wasn't the right size. He knew it.
Like Hooper knew that.
It's a tiger shark.
Brody always had a feeling that the shark was smart. He was never like, this is random. He was always like, oh my god, a fucking shark attack. He's probably gonna come back anymore.
And that's a play on human nature, though. It's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about this? I mean, there's no shark.
What do you do about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's especially in the late 70s. Like what? I mean, maybe we have tools nowadays that can go get a shark, but what do you do? You hire some drunk, I guess.
I didn't look into it, but I was wondering if is it legal to put a bounty on a shark? Can you be like, if a shark attacks your kid,
there's been people that
I'm going to put $3,000.
If you have a bunch of Okies driving in boats and running into each other, I guess.
Like, can you instigate a band of dumbasses to go out and just indiscriminately chum the waters of a bay that people swim in to catch a shark while they're drinking? I mean,
if there's only 1,000
questions.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, the officer asked me to tell you that you're overloading that boat. Then can you tell me if there's a good restaurant or hotel on the island?
You walk straight ahead.
They're all going to die.
These are questions that need to be answered. And if you know any of these answers, please tell us.
Yeah. Call in.
Or maybe we should just Google it. I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, I actually did Google it because I was like, has anybody ever contracted somebody
really?
to...
So
I did Google it, and like not much came up. I mean, there was somebody who was a shark hunter per se, and they have gone out to kill. I mean, but not like say you.
That
were
just
out,
sounds like somebody taking advantage of people.
Yeah, it's not like they're going out to kill a specific shark. It was just going out to hunt
sharks that might be
potential. But I mean,
interesting.
But I mean, so technically speaking, when we talk about this movie doesn't really work in the real world. It's just kind of like it's definitely a work of fiction.
It's predicated on the fact that the shark is smart enough to seek revenge.
Yeah,
and not only to seek revenge, but to toy with its prey. Like you were wondering, Chris, like, would a shark toy with its prey?
Yeah, I've never heard of a shark just just dabbing a little bit, just taking a little taster of a leg or something,
Or beyond that, like not only just taking a taster, but like psychologically fucking with what's on the surface, like when it's coming with the barrels and like the barrels are coming right at the boat and then it goes underneath, and it's like. Does the shark know what's going on the surface? Like he knows he's got barrels up there, and he knows that the people are seeing the barrels, and he can just
or which way the boat's going. He turns a weird direction, and now the boat's all fucked up going left, and
just
or starboard or I don't know, it might be port. I don't even know. I tried to throw a little what'd you call it, mariner words or
nautical.
I don't know,
boat knowledge.
It was a great movie. I think it was a must watch. I appreciate the.
It's still. To be one of my go-to I wouldn't call it a horror. I call it a.
I was going to ask you what kind of what does it go? Because I mean, it was horrific.
I call it a psychological thriller, probably. I mean, because you were definitely thrilled, and you're definitely fucked with psychologically.
Is there a word for a combo of a horror thriller, a thriller,
a psycho thrill?
Sure, okay,
something like that.
I'll take it because that's what it was. It did. I mean, it did a great job as messing with your brain for sure.
Well,
I mean, it's.
And like I said, before, do you not? I mean, as a personal question, do you not? Sometimes when you're out there, just like say you're in a lake or wading in the water, does that not sometimes pop in your head?
Oh yeah, for sure. And not only that, but you mean having an older brother that was probably underneath me, pulling on my legs,
fucking with you the entire time.
Exactly. Even in a pool, you still have someone pulling your legs when you're young.
That's the part about this movie that not only does it fuck with you psychologically, there's some sort of a realism to it as well. It's not that most likely when you're afraid of a certain situation that's definitely improbable,
right?
But at the same time, there's no way that it's not kind of somehow popping in your head. Doesn't matter where you are, lake, stream, like I said earlier.
Yep, totally.
It still pops in your fucking head.
Fear. Yeah. That and spiders. Everyone's afraid of spiders. You know what I mean? Sharks and spiders.
Arachnophobia. Maybe we should do that movie sometime.
All right, so bring it out. What is this a movie you'd watch with your girlfriend? Do girlfriends like? I mean, my girlfriend's scared of Jumanji for some reason, but she loved Jaws. What do you think?
Jaws is a thumbs up in my household, mostly because it's just, it's not. I think it's kind of depending on the person. Like if you have I have a phobia of open water. But this movie doesn't scare me as much as, some other movies might, because
totally, I agree.
There's a lot of beach scenes.
What do you think, Jay?
Well, my wife is fucking frightened of this movie. This is a go-to movie in my household when we've been drinking. Because fear, apparently, when you're drunk, means nothing. So you can watch this movie if you are frightened as shit as sharks or not. But if you're drinking, yeah. No, this movie is great. I would recommend it for anybody. Absolutely.
If you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, you have to.
Yeah, totally.
So I think at this point I want to do a little did you know? What do we random? I have a few. I have one actually, a really interesting one. Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, and Martin Scorsese, but they were all in the Jaws prop shop. And apparently George Lucas himself put his head inside of Bruce. And Scorsese and Spielberg went to the controls and closed the mouth of Jaws on Lucas's head, and he got stuck.
I never heard that.
Can you imagine that fucking shit? Being stuck inside of a goddamn fucking robotic shark?
It kind of explains why Bruce is fucked up throughout the whole filming.
Yeah, just fucking around with it. You would be too. You'd be out there. They're all drunk, just pressing buttons on this big ass shark.
Hey guys, come check out my $250,000 shark.
I never did that. There's a lot of really funny, interesting things about the Spielberg aspect of this movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I might have mentioned earlier, but he had to film in the ocean. He had to film in the ocean. It was just something he would not do the movie unless they did it. And so they said, okay, well then let's film in the ocean. And just fucked up Bruce, that messed up the robot. It did a bunch of stuff that it was hard. I mean, obviously, and then in 1979, it was hard to film an entire movie in the ocean. Well, yeah. And so multiple times he almost lost the director of that movie. I mean, they almost brought in someone else. And then the entire time they were telling him, "You're never going to work in this town again. This movie's terrible. What are you doing with this movie?" Yeah. And he made all his own demands, and they went with them. And it ended up being, I'm glad they did end up being a great movie.
It did. It's I've been to the Universal Studios tour. You see like the big pool. Have you been there? To the Universal Studios tour?
Yeah. That's what I remember.
So you saw that gigantic pool not the one where they have the shark come up and attack the boat. But you drive by this gigantic pool that they used for most of the scenes in Jaws because of the issues with the ocean. And it's like, it's pretty rad. I mean, like I think Spielberg was like griping about how he wanted the horizon to move with the camera, instead of it being like a stationary horizon. And I don't know, I couldn't really tell the difference. And I mean, it's kind of common sense if you make a mechanical shark with opened. You know, it's not like Bruce was like a submarine where everything's sealed behind. It was like it had gaping holes in it.
Yeah, every shark had something.
Yeah, like that shit's gonna oxidize or whatever happens when there's a combination of salt water and metal. You know, like there's some.
There were a total of 3 sharks created,
and they were all like a quarter.
Well, there was one full shark,
and
there was 2, one left, one right. So it means there was one person on the right, 2 people on the right side controlling it, and then the other side was 2 people on the left side.
Gotcha.
And there was a full shark, and each one of those cost $250,000 to create.
Interesting.
Imagine that in 1975.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
You know, I mean that you're already
$750,000
just on the shark alone.
That's your budget right there.
Yeah. And the actual other really funny one that I loved when I read this, it was that Spielberg actually laughed at John Williams for the score of Jaws, the Jaws theme song. He listened to it and he goes, "Ha! So what else do you have?"
Yeah, he was like kind of like, seriously, John.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I was going to bring this up earlier, but you brought up the sound. There's one scene that really got me in that movie, and it's the scene where the old ship captain, I think he's doing something on the boat, something like really panicky and interesting. But the song is like do 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 do. It's like child musical. I don't know if you remember that part. It's such. I remember thinking like, man, it's such a weird.
You mean like during when they're on the Orca, like it's when they're going kind of about their mariner duties or whatever, you know, like it's like the montage, like the mariner duty montage where they're like tying knots, you know, Quint is like turning the wheel, you know, and like looking off in the distance, and it's like
it was such a weird. And that's like thanks for that interesting sermon of song. That's great.
So this week, you know, through my files that I get from my source, you know, because I'm an investigative bullshitist.
Oh, perfect.
And
especially the last one, yeah.
This comes from a real credible source here, and this is actually like a phone message,
really
exchange kind of. Our buddy Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Apparently, you know, like during the filming of the Terminator movie, he called up James Cameron one night, late at night, and it's that's all I can explain about it. But you'll have to listen to it.
Let's give it a listen.
Yeah, try it out.
Okay.
Hello, James. It is me, your movie star, Arnold. Just calling you on a little bit of a bender right now, but for lack of a better terms, I'm thinking with clarity, you might say. And I was hoping I could call you with some constructive criticism. Regards to the movie we are filming. You know, sitting in the trailer here at night all alone. It kind of gets the brain muscles flexing, and I have a few ideas that I hope I could run by you, and maybe you would,
Ooh, psych, dummy. This is the actual answering machine. Leave a message at the tone.
James, it's me, Arnold, your movie star, and I don't really remember why I called you. Okay, bye, see you tomorrow.
So anyway, I didn't know Arnold Schwarzenegger got that hammered in the first place.
He was fucked up.
Yeah.
He had a little bit of issues there. Well, I guess speaking.
I think it made him slow. He just seemed like he just couldn't, you know.
Well, do you guys think that, you know, at his pace, could he actually dodge a bullet? Because he's so slow.
Not drunk.
No,
I don't know.
No, that doesn't transpire to your reflexes.
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, I'll keep sharing these things with you guys. But
yeah, thanks for doing those. We sooner or later. I mean, we've known each other for how long now?
Jeez, Chris, it goes back it goes back like a whole
It does.
3-4 months.
It does. It's been a while.
About I don't know. So we'll have to see how this goes.
It's been a while, but
I think we're pretty much done here. So let's close this out with the Dirty Minute, and let's try Yo Jabba jokes.
Oh shit, we're doing these.
Yo, Jabba is so stupid that on his job application, where it says emergency contact, he put 911.
Oh, that's not bad. Yo Jabba is so ugly, he made One Direction go a different direction.
Yo, Jabba is so dumb, she tripped on Coldest phone.
That's
Yo, Jabba is so stupid, he studied for a blood test.
That's pretty stupid for sure. Yo Jabba is so ugly, when he went into a haunted house, he came out with a job application, Bo.
Yo, Jabba is so fat, I done found watermelon seeds growing underneath her armpits.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Cinema Stash Rehash. Be sure to give us some awesome iTunes reviews, like us on Facebook. Don't forget to check out past episodes and join us next time on Cinema Stash Rehash.